shivers down your spine. It's not your standard adventure, it's not the familiar, comfortingly challenging quest we've come to know. Instead, it's a journey shrouded in darkness and mystery, one that seems to reach out from the screen, creeping into our reality. A game that becomes more unnerving, more unsettling, with every button pressed, every level ascended. This is not The Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess you remember. This is something else, something haunting. But what makes this game different? What makes it haunted? Well, that's where the real story begins. As you delve deeper into the game, it becomes apparent that something is off. The once charming characters and vibrant landscapes of Twilight Princess transform into unsettling shadows of their former selves. Familiar faces warp into grotesque caricatures, their voices distorted into jarring echoes. The lush forests and grand castles are now shrouded in a perpetual twilight, cloaked in an eerie silence that chills the bone. Stranger still are the glitches. They are not your average game bugs. These anomalies are sinister, with a seeming mind of their own. They occur at the most unexpected moments, creating an air of unpredictability and dread. More disturbingly, players have reported a sense of being watched, an unseen presence lurking in the game's shadowy corners. They claim to feel a chilling breath on their necks as they navigate through the haunted landscapes, a feeling of being followed, hunted even. As you progress, the game morphs from a familiar adventure into an uncharted nightmare. With each passing level, the haunting intensifies. As our player delves further into the Twilight realm, the world of the game becomes more and more distorted. Familiar landscapes warp grotesquely. Friendly characters transform into terrifying apparitions, and the once comforting melodies of the game's soundtrack now echo with an eerie dissonance. What's more, the game seems to take on a life of its own, gaining an uncanny knowledge of the player. It knows their name, even if they've never entered it. It knows when they're alone, adjusting its intensity to their solitude. It knows their fears, and it exploits them ruthlessly. And it doesn't stop there. The game's influence seems to extend beyond the confines of the screen, into the player's real life. Reports have come in of strange occurrences coinciding with gameplay. Lights flickering, doors opening on their own, whispers in the dark. Some have even claimed to see figures from the game in their peripheral vision, only to turn and find nothing there. Each new level brings a fresh wave of terror, as the game's haunting presence grows stronger, more insidious. It's as if it's feeding on the player's fear, growing more powerful with each shudder, each gasp, each scream. But as disturbing as these occurrences are, nothing can prepare you for the game's final level. The final level of the game is where the true horror lies. As you venture deeper into the Twilight realm, the once familiar landscapes of Hyrule transform into a nightmarish version of themselves. The skies darken, the trees twist into grotesque forms, and the once peaceful rivers flow with a chilling, inky blackness. The soundtrack, once filled with enchanting melodies, now echoes with eerie, discordant tunes that send shivers down your spine. The characters that once gave you quests and guidance now appear distorted. They wear twisted grins and their eyes glow with an unsettling light. The once beloved Princess Zelda now appears as a spectral figure, her ethereal voice whispering cryptic warnings and riddles that hint at the terror that lies ahead. But the true horror of this final level is not just what you see and hear. It's how the game continues to interact with you, the player, in unsettling ways. Objects in the game world react to your presence, moving on their own, following you. The game seems to know when you're playing, sending you messages designed to unsettle and disturb. It's as if the game itself has become haunted, a digital ghost trapped within the code. What happens in the final level? Well, that's a secret only the bravest of players will discover. Are you brave enough to face the haunted version of The Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess?